Is this AI generated? This is an AI generated
No.
coin flip.
Here, you want to do the
Matt's on
third flip?
controls.
You want to do the third flip?
I want a real coin.
Okay, we don't.
Okay,
They don't pay me enough to afford a quarter.
Just do it. Just do
Heads
it.
or tails? Heads or tails?
We're gonna go heads.
Heads.
Hey,
You
what,
get-
what do I get? I get to pick.
You get to pick. You get to set the line.
Okay.
Now
Let me think about this.
then I get to say higher or lower.
Let me think about this.
Now this is not
We're-
how much snow you think is going to happen. This could be you're playing the game of, oh, you're trying to put it on a fence that you think I'm going to go, or
Well, no, but I'm trying to think out the rest of the season, like how I think the rest of the season's going to go based on, where we are right now. We've had an inch. On average, we typically get about 12 inches to 13 inches in average winter season. We are running a little late in the season, and we haven't seen much. Looking at the rest of January, it's definitely going to be more consistently cold, but we're still in that sort of La Nina pattern where we have interludes of warmth and then bursts of cold, and then an interlude of warmth, and then a burst of cold. It's just
larger swings.
So for the back end of January, it looks like we're going to see longer periods of cold, and the warmer periods are going to be shorter than what we've seen. So also with the pattern that we've been in, it's favored a trough in the eastern United States with the flow generally out of the northwest. That typically isn't going to do it for snow for us, unless you happen to have a clipper that goes over your area and it tracks the center of the low tracks maybe southwest of the Ozarks, or at least on the southwest edge of the Ozarks. Then that would put us in line for some snow out of a clipper system that might come out of that northwest flow. For a winter storm, what you really want is you want to have the cold air already in place. Maybe you've had a trough in the east, cold air is already in place, and then you get a trough that develops, so upper level energy digs down into the southwestern United States.
Yep.
So now you have this sort of southwest U.S. oriented trough.
It's going to shoot out a low pressure
east.
system.
Yeah, so with that, the Gulf opens up, the Pacific moisture's in play, you've got a good thermal boundary for a storm to develop along, and that's when you get those big ice storms or snowstorms. The question is, are we going to see that kind of pattern?
The thing is, I'm smiling because you just spent 2 minutes doing incredible in-depth analysis, and everyone goes, just say the number, dude. Just say it.
No, I have to give my answer.
And that's the
support
reason
it.
why you have been such good, why people love going to you for weather, is because you don't just say, like, I'm going to say 7 because 7 feels like my lucky number, and I'm feeling lucky this year.
Yeah. So, again, 12's average. It feels like this is going to be a below average winter. So I'm going to say, if I had to choose a number that's going to be like a middle number, let's go I'm going to go 7. And not
7
because
even?
you said the number. It wasn't because Matt said 7. I'll go 7.
Well, 7 is my lucky number. I was going to set the line at like 6.8.
Okay.
That is where I was
So
going to
you and I
set
are
the
on the
line.
same page.
The thing is I want to say lower, and I feel good about lower if we don't get one mega winter storm that brings 5 in. That's how I'll miss it. If we get 5 inches in one storm, I bust.
Yeah.
I think we're going to have more 2 inches here, 1 inch here, maybe another 2 inch here, half an inch here, and I think we nickel and dime.
I think you're leaning the right way.
So
if I was to lean a direction off the number that I gave, I would go lower. And I think 7 is a pretty safe middle ground kind of number based on the season that we're at. Looking at, I think our least snowy winter, and this is just off the top of my head, but I think our least snowy winter was roughly 2 inches.
I'll pull that up while you're talking.
Yeah, so I think it was like roughly 2 inches. I mean, I've said this before in these shows. It's like, we're going to get snow. It's just a question of how much. And I think just like Matt said, I think that you got to give yourself room for that one storm that you can sneak in. Because a lot of years, I mean, even if it's a relatively snowless winter, you can still get that one storm that's decent.
If people remember back to the 1931 winter, we got 2 snowflakes. But recent history, 2016 to 2017, 2005 to 2006, those were about 2 inches of snow.
I'm not even sure if 0.2 seems. I'm going to ask you. I'm going to look at the location to make sure that is Springfield. But
Yeah, it is. But this is not counting, this is December through February. So it's not counting any March snowfalls.
Okay.
So this is not counting March snowfalls.
Okay.
Which that can still happen.
I was counting the rest of the snow season, which would be into the spring. So it would include March, April.
That's not counting.
Remember, we had a snow in early May back in 2013. So and that one actually dropped, I think, about 2 inches in Springfield. That was a weird winter too, because that was a winter where we didn't see much in December, January, and February, and then we started getting nickeled and dimed in March and April into early May.
Yeah, big takeaways. People, they just want snow. They either want sunny and 70. If it's not sunny and 70 during Christmas time, they're like, give me a snow day so I don't have to go into work.
They've gotten sunny and 70. I mean, this has been, I think, this has been really a very, I was looking at like the December 1 through mid-January timeframe, and it's like, I think, top 5. For that period of time, it's top 5 for warmest winter.
It was the 4th warmest, 3rd driest.
Yeah.
And
so, I mean, that says something. And that's, I think, that's easy to believe. I mean, given the number of days with record highs or near record highs we've had.
Yeah, it's been a fun pattern. This one doesn't pay out. I didn't think about this.
We have to wait.
We have to wait till probably May until we can guarantee that there will not be, or if we get a 10-inch snowstorm,
and then I'm out.
I'm gonna have to be on air the next day.
Then I win.
If we get a big snowstorm, you're gonna see me eating crow on air.
Now, but I don't know how much time we've got. It sounds like seconds.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, end of January, some of the model guidance that last week, some of the model guidance has been suggesting there could be a storm in there. Again, maybe a system getting into the southwest U.S. coming out. We'll see how it all tracks out.
Keep an eye on it. We're going to be tracking it. We'll see you guys. Thanks for watching. 2 Dudes in the Doppler.
Love the hustle, Cliff.
Who are you?
Your lungs.
We're quite proud of you.
Even though you quit smoking years ago, you may be at risk for lung cancer.
Okay. Well, with the routine screening, you can detect it early when it's more curable.
Sounds good, guys. Can I get a little space here?
Biologically, no.
Okay.
Listen to your lungs. Get a routine screening that could save your life. Talk to your doctor and learn more at savedbythescan.org.
Oh, I don't see where you got your degree.
I don't have one. I went another route.
All right. I guess tell me a bit about your experience.
For 15 years, I've been managing logistics and mastering project management skills.
Wow. Sounds like you've got just the kind of skills and experience we're looking for.
I'm a United States Marine. When I came home, I became angry. I had migraines and respiratory issues.
I served in the Army. There's a lot more people out there that have gone through more things. I shouldn't go and get those benefits because they had it worse.
If you could say anything to that veteran, what would you say?
Every veteran is deserving the benefits they earned by serving our country. You deserve because you serve. If you're struggling with life after service, don't wait, reach out.
I feel sometimes that I'm not listened to. I feel that I'm not getting the attention that I need, and it's a lot built up in my chest. I would just want you to listen to me more often and evaluate situations with me and lead me towards success.
Listening is a form of love. Find ways to support your kids at soundidouttogether.org.
Next time you want to share that big story out of D.C., make sure it's from The Hill, because TheHill.com is America's most shared political news brand for a reason. Trusted, credible, nonpartisan. Visit TheHill.com today.
Life's daily battles are not meant to be fought alone.
We're not powerless, so long as we don't lose sight of what's important.
Don't be afraid to seize that moment to talk to your friends.
Cloud, you okay?
Because checking in on a friend can create a safe space.
The first step on our new journey. You coming?
Reach out to a friend about their mental health. Seize the awkward. It's totally worth it.
My biggest fear in the middle of my addiction was that I would never be able to get over it and that my kids wouldn't have a father. I started thinking, you know what? This isn't my story. For the longest time, fear held me back from ultimately being who I wanted to. I had to become a better man to be a better father. It's important to me that my kids are empowered and truly believe that if they can think it, they can do it.
And Lori Watkins on the Border Patrol chief's coat. We have the pictures, nobody anecdote after he trolls the president on the world stage. First, we begin with our Wired Matters segment tonight. All anyone is talking about is a major storm about to hit half the country. Some thoughts on that a little later. But it's already icy in Minnesota and 10 degrees below zero. Yet thousands took to the streets to protest ice. Yeah, I think that's a Palestinian flag back there. The criticism of Republican immigration policies is obvious. It is all about the images. The 5-year-old boy who was taken into ICE custody yesterday, Renee Good, the woman who tragically lost her life after confronting ICE agents, the protester being tear gassed while being held down by agents, the Border Patrol chief's coat has become an issue. More on that later. But we forget the images under the Biden presidency. Caravans of migrants stormed the open border by the tens of thousands. You remember these images? Sure, good people seeking asylum made it through, as did rapists, drug mules, murderers flooded into our country. Laken Riley was killed because she wanted to go out on a late morning run. She was found in a wooded area on her university campus, murdered by a migrant. Rachel Morin, mother of 5, also out for a run when she was killed by a migrant, a Salvadorian national who entered the U.S. illegally. Jocelyn Nungre, a 12-year-old girl who was killed by 2 Venezuelan nationals in Texas. 12 years old, had a whole future ahead of her, taken away. These are the images we forget because much of the media did not play these images nearly as much as they did of the Border Patrol chief's coat. There's an obvious solution to the immigration problem. You end sanctuary cities and states, you deport illegal migrants who have committed crimes, and you get local police to arrest anyone here illegally who has ever committed a crime, to partner with federal law enforcement so they don't have to do it themselves. Those 3 things, just 3, would end the need for ICE raids almost entirely. But Democrats will not do it. With us now, Democratic Congressman Suhasini Subramanian of Virginia, member of the House Oversight Committee, and Congressman James Walkinshaw of Virginia, member of the Homeland Security Committee. I believe, Congressman Walkinshaw, you just got back from Minnesota, correct?
I was in Minnesota a week ago, yeah.
Okay, gotcha. We'll just put up the 2 box here. Do either of you gentlemen think it's a good idea to go back to the open border policy of the Biden administration?
Well, I'm not aware that the Biden administration had an open border policy. I agree that President Biden was slow to adapt to the issues taking place at the border, and I support a strong and secure border, but there was no open border policy.
Yeah, and I mean, we tried to pass stronger border enforcement, but the Republicans shot it down because Donald Trump told them to, right? And so, you know, he tried to work collaboratively with Republicans on border security.
Come
Didn't
on.
do
Come
it.
on. You guys are entitled to your own opinion. You're not entitled to your own facts. Donald Trump came in and closed the border instantly. He did it with executive orders. Joe Biden could have done the same thing. He didn't. Kamala Harris was the border. Come on. Just admit. It's 100% accurate.
You're not entitled to your own facts. One, you started by saying Joe Biden had an open border policy. I would challenge you to find that policy, pull that up, find the Joe Biden open border executive order policy.
If you guys, fine. Hold on.
Let me finish. The border crossings by the time Joe Biden left office were declining. And yes, that decline has accelerated under President Trump, and that's a good thing. But there was no open border policy, and Donald Trump didn't instantly shut down the border. It's just not true.
You guys then, you're turning around and saying Trump has all of these policies and there's not one of them written down. But on the other hand, you say that Joe Biden's policy that ended up with millions of people coming across the border was not an open border policy. It was just a policy that allowed millions upon millions of people to come across the border illegally. Anyway, neither here nor there. We'll agree to disagree on this. But what I'm trying to understand, we'll go back to Congressman Walkinshaw here, is that how can Democrats say at the same time, we want criminals deported, we want ICE out, and we believe in sanctuary cities?
Well, look, I was a local government official 6 months ago, and look, federal immigration law is the federal government's responsibility. Local law enforcement agencies, local police departments, including the one that I help to oversee in Fairfax County, Virginia, are stretched thin. They have a lot on their plate. The last thing they need to do, hold on, let me finish. The last thing they need to do is take responsibility for the federal government's failed immigration policy.
Wait, so local police departments shouldn't have to enforce the failed immigration policies of the Biden administration, but I'll go one further, Congressman Walkinshaw, because I've heard that talking point before. Please tell me how sanctuary cities help this problem.
Well, there's no such thing as a sanctuary city, Leland.
Yes, there is.
The federal government, ICE, CBP, other law enforcement agencies can detain undocumented immigrants in any city or county in this country. There is no sanctuary. The question is, should local police departments take their officers off of investigating homicides?
No, it's not. That's not the no, sir. You're changing the no, sir.
That's what you're suggesting.
You're entitled to your own opinion. You're not entitled to your own facts. There's dozens, if not hundreds, of cities across America and dozens of states in America that do not honor ICE detainers. Okay, that is a sanctuary city. That is not a sanctuary. That does not take local law enforcement's efforts to go enforce laws. That's simply holding people in jail because ICE says, please hold them.
It's asking,
hold on, let me ask Congressman.
Local jails to spend their money to hold people because ICE hasn't gotten around to getting a judicial warrant. Let them get a real warrant. Let them get a judicial warrant.
So you would rather have criminals released out onto the local streets than to honor the detainer and keep people in jail? Come on.
If someone's a violent criminal, ICE should get a judicial warrant and they should show up and they should detain them. That's what they should do.
Sir Monin, really? This is what Democrats' policy is that you're going to let criminals out on the street because ICE doesn't have the right kind of detainer?
The policy is get a judicial warrant and come and pick them up. That's the policy. That's what they should do.
Okay, I was going to ask the other congressman. Congressman, really?
Well, we've done this before in the Obama administration. The Obama administration was very much about making sure that criminals were removed, right? And they focused on criminals and they focused on new migrants. And one of the things this administration said from the beginning was that that's what they were going to do. Yet pretty much all of the people that they rounded up were not criminals at all, had no criminal history. They're showing up to courthouses, so people don't want to testify or show up for court appearances anymore. I've had multiple constituents who were here legally, who showed up to appointments were mistakenly put in detention.
No,
and so
you're
that's what's
making a great
happening
point.
here. The only people that they're keeping out are tourists right now because people don't want to come anymore. Our tourist industry in Virginia is suffering.
You're making a great point here, which is that because of the sanctuary city laws in so many parts. ICE is now forced in to go and do raids. The New York Times Siena poll, 61% say ICE has gone too far, 26% about right, 11% not enough. I'll stay with Congressman Subramanian here. If you want ICE raids to end, why would Democrats not make it the policy? Why would they not be offering to the administration to end the sanctuary policies that mean ICE has to go in and find these people out on the street?
It's not, you keep saying the word sanctuary policies, but the reality is the problem is we're not doing immigration enforcement right. I mean, at this point, we're using 5-year-olds as bait. The tactics
come on,
being
you know
used
that's
by
not
ICE,
true. You don't get away. You can't get away with the
citizens.
false narratives here.
I've
I'm
had
sorry.
multiple American citizens.
I get it works on
now
MS. It doesn't work
detained.
here. That's just just not what happened. There's no evidence that that's what's happened. And you sit there and say it's no different, and we figured out this to be false as well, than Gavin Newsom saying Bavino was a Nazi.
Victim to these tactics. And these tactics
Congressman Walkinshaw, when Democrats spread narratives that are deliberately false, you don't think it undercuts trying to have an honest conversation about the policies and how to move forward with immigration law?
Well, let's address a specific situation. You have the photo of 5-year-old Liam Ramos right there. His father was detained by ICE. Yeah. ICE detained him. We could debate whether that was appropriate for them to detain that 5-year-old. But what is not in dispute, hold on, Leland, you got to stop interrupting, man. Listen, what's not in dispute, multiple witnesses who were there, ICE doesn't dispute it, DHS doesn't dispute it. They used a 5-year-old as bait.
No, DHS absolutely disputes that.
They sent him.
Okay, Congressman, how about Kilmore Abrego Garcia?
They sent him up to the door and used him as bait.
They didn't use him as bait. How about Kilmore Abrego Garcia? Remember the Maryland man who was the father of the year?
Your children as bait,
and it was a completely false narrative.
It's not. It's not a false narrative.
It was a completely false narrative.
They don't even dispute that piece of the narrative.
Okay, what about Kilmore Abrego Garcia? He was father of the year, the Maryland man who was just...
Will you agree? Hold on, Leland. Will you agree that it's not a false narrative that they used Liam Ramos as bait? Because you said it was a false narrative.
No, I won't agree that. I don't have any reporting that he used them as bait. I don't have any reporting of that.
Well, you said it was false. You didn't say you don't have reporting.
I have no...
First you said it was false. Now you say you don't know.
I have no reporting of that, and the Vice President of the United States denied it.
It's been reported everywhere. It's widely reported.
It was widely reported that Kilmore Abrego Garcia was a wonderful man. It was widely reported that Renee Good wasn't doing anything wrong. The point of the matter is that Democrats continue to take pictures out of context. And can we all agree that Greg Bavino isn't a Nazi and it's not a Nazi jacket he was wearing? Does he deserve an apology from Gavin Newsom?
He looks like an idiot. I don't know if it's a Nazi jacket. He looks ridiculous.
Okay.
Yeah, he looks ridiculous. Yeah. I mean,
okay, so now it's about the uniform choices.
The reason we're here is because we need to update our immigration laws and have comprehensive immigration reform.
This all started with trying to ask about why not update the immigration laws by ending the sanctuary city policies or the non-detainer policies or whatever you want to call them that mean ICE has to go in the first place. Why
There's
not?
There's no negotiation with Republicans on immigration policy. Go ahead. Yeah, to try to negotiate or to have any comprehensive conversation with the Republicans on immigration policy is just a dead end at this point. That we've been trying to do it for 20 or 30 years now, and it ends with Republicans seemingly telling us that we can deport tens of millions of people overnight. And I guess the Trump administration is trying, but this is what's the result of it is that people don't even want to come to the United States anymore, even if they're tourist visas, even if their spouses are here. I mean, I've seen families torn apart. I've seen people trying to adopt children abroad, and the adoption fails because of things that are happening. It's a huge mess, and it's bad for our country.
Well, it's definitely a mess right now. I agree with you with that. Gentlemen, thank you very much. Appreciate it. Have a good weekend and stay safe during the storm. The left, as you heard a little bit in this conversation, is hyper-focused on Border Patrol Chief Greg Bavino's coat. We are the only ones with a picture that actually tells the rest of the story, the true story, when we come back.
Life's daily battles are not meant to be fought alone.
We're not powerless, so long as we don't lose sight of what's important.
Don't be afraid to seize that moment to talk to your friends.
Cloud, you okay?
Because checking in on a friend can create a safe space.
The first step on our new journey. You coming?
Reach out to a friend about their mental health. Seize the awkward. It's totally worth it.
My biggest fear in the middle of my addiction was that I would never be able to get over it and that my kids wouldn't have a father. I started thinking, you know what? This isn't my story. For the longest time, fear held me back from ultimately being who I wanted to. I had to become a better man to be a better father. It's important to me that my kids are empowered and truly believe that if they can think it, they can do it.
Best Reviews is an unbiased team that researches products in real-world situations to give reliable recommendations on just about everything.
Call that a plasma sword?
For the best reviews, go to bestreviews.com. Seriously, before you buy anything, ever.
My opponent is completely disregarding almost half of my arguments which I responded to.
Communities must step up.
Laws
and
alone
protest
cannot
against this
stop
normalization.
bullying.
Well, I completely disagree.
Point of inquiry, do you guys even realize that the #1 killer of children and teens are gun injuries?
You're probably starting to realize now, this is not a debate.
There is no adult in this earth that wants children to die.
I worry for my kids.
Traveling? Don't forget to pack News Nation in the airport, for your hotel room, at the in-laws. Take the only news network that respects all Americans with you, wherever you go. Stop by newsnationnow.com to learn more.
I'm a United States Marine. When I came home, I became angry. I had migraines and respiratory issues.
I served in the Army. There's a lot more people out there that have gone through more things. I shouldn't go and get those benefits because they had it worse.
If you could say anything to that veteran, what would you say?
Every veteran is deserving the benefits they earned by serving our country. You deserve because you serve. If you're struggling with life after service, don't wait, reach out.
Even the mighty might not see it coming. It's prediabetes, and it captures 1 in 3 adults. But you can escape. Take the 1-minute prediabetes risk test to know where you stand and prevent or delay type 2 diabetes. Be your own hero on smartphones everywhere at doihaveprediabetes.org.
There are a lot of temptations facing young people today, like electronic cigarettes and skateboarding. Each vape pod can contain the same amount of nicotine as a pack of cigarettes. This can lead today's youth to a lifelong addiction and severe lung damage. Recall and consider the facts before making a poor decision.
The health class film guy isn't the best person to talk to your kid about vaping.
Got a few minutes?
You are. Start the conversation with your child about vaping today.
Achieving my goals as an adult was challenging without a high school diploma. With the help of an adult education center, I finished my high school diploma and it changed my life.
This yearbook is a testament to your accomplishments and how they have impacted all of us.
Getting my high school diploma made me feel like I can do anything. Now, I can help the kids in my community achieve their dreams.
When you graduate, they graduate. Visit finishyourdiploma.org to find free and supportive adult education centers near you.
See the difference.
Tonight and every night, you come back to On Balance because we don't play favorites. We hit both sides with questions that others tiptoe around. We are willing to say the uncomfortable truths to both sides. And the situation on the ground in Minneapolis requires this. This week, I sat down with a panel of 3 House Democrats on the optics we're seeing. Trump still leads plus 28 on border security, and you say the overreach of ICE is a problem. You're going to separate these two?
Oh, yeah. The people who voted for the president to secure our border, they are not down with what's happening in the streets of our country.
The point on the optics is one that's important. That's something that the voters are going to end up deciding. Few things better symbolize the optics in the debate over ICE's tactics and Trump's deportation policies than these pictures. Specifically, these pictures and the uproar around U.S. Border Patrol Commander Greg Bovino's coat. The left, led by Gavin Newsom, claims Bovino is cosplaying Nazis. Look at the coat, they say. He is a Nazi. And the media pile-on began. The New York Times thought so much of his outfit they did an entire story on it. The once proud gray lady now doing a fashion piece on immigration officials when a coat becomes a symbol of conflict. The irony. So last night, we went right to the man himself, asking Commander Bavino about his now famous coat, or infamous coat. The clip has since been played millions of times. Gavin Newsom commented, I believe he was talking about one of your trench coats, but you take a listen and respond.
Greg Bavino, dressed up. It's as if he literally went on eBay and purchased SS garb. Greg Bavino, secret police, private army, masked men, people disappearing quite literally, no due process.
That coat looked like it wasn't something you could find on eBay, I'm just saying.
That coat is definitely Border Patrol issue. I've had it over 25 years. I bought that as a young age in approximately 1999. 5, 6 years ago, I wore that very coat, the one that he's talking about, to Commissioner Chris Magnus's coronation there at Customs and Border Protection headquarters in Washington, D.C.
Do me a favor, and our viewers will thank me for asking this, because we will, and we'll follow up on it tomorrow. Can you get us a picture of you in that coat at that ceremony?
I believe I can do that. And
he did. As promised, here is the coat, pictured at a Biden Department of Homeland Security ceremony in 2022. Then it was an overcoat. In fact, it appears as though there were 2 members of the Border Patrol agents of the agency wearing it at that event. Back then, it was an overcoat. Today, with the left blinded by its own vision of a divided America, it has become a symbol, a newsflash. It's an overcoat first issued by the Border Patrol, not in 1999, back in 1929. We have a picture of that as well. So think about that. Peak woke in 2022, the Biden DHS said nothing when 2 people were wearing the Nazi coat. But in 2026, he wears the same coat and gets called the Gestapo. With us now, Lori Watkins, Democratic strategist, former Obama policy advisor, Dan Cananin, former battleground director for the Harris-Walz campaign. Good to see both of you. Thank you, Dan. Welcome back to the program. It's been a while. Thank you, Lori. Always good to have you.
Thank you.
All right. It's normally ladies first. I haven't seen Dan in a while, so we're going to start over here. Does Bavino deserve an apology?
Oh, sure, if Barack Obama does for the tan suit. I mean, I just don't care about this topic on that point, Leland. I think you're raising a good point about
the audacity of taupe, you mean, is
the audacity of taupe.
Okay.
Yes, but the point is that this has come to pass because not of the coat, not of walking around Minneapolis wearing this jacket in the wintertime, but because of the actual attitude and the behavior of ICE agents and Bavino on the ground, asking citizens for papers, tackling people in the streets.
I'm old enough to remember when people were asking me for my COVID vaccine papers, but
also a bad idea, I will say, as a Democrat. We shouldn't be doing that. Well, this is why it's happening. It's not because of the code. It's because of the behavior of ICE agents that people find repugnant.
Right, but I understand that, and I think there is a legitimate policy debate that I tried to have in the last block over what ICE's policy should be, what immigration policies would be. But when everything becomes they're a Nazi and suddenly Border Patrol issued gear is a Nazi coat, to me, it cheapens any reasonable arguments. And I'm wondering if it's one of the reasons why Democrats' credibility on all sorts of issues has plummeted. Don't take my word for it. Here's CNN's Harry Enton.
Democrats who disapprove of congressional Democratic leaders. Hello, we're talking about 57% in January of 2026. It's only beat by what we saw earlier on in this Congress when it was 61%. There's basically been no improvement. Democrats hate their own congressional leaders. These numbers are awful, awful, awful.
Is this kind of rhetoric the reason why, Lori?
So the fact that we even continue to talk about this, with all due respect to you, Leland, I know this is a hot topic. You wanted to continue the conversation from last night, but we're debating about outerwear right now when this is a very complicated and important issue that we're talking about immigration. And yeah, you saw this and said I brought a prop.
You did.
Yeah, this is what I'm now carrying around is a pocket constitution about, you know, the Fourth Amendment. And that's what people are very upset about is not having warrants and not having the right for search and seizure for people that are getting thrown to the ground and tear gassed in their faces and 5-year-olds and children. You've seen all the videos.
We have, and we can sit there and debate the videos, which we did with the congressman. But I will remind you that it was not those on the right, it was not the media that made a big deal of the coat. It was Gavin Newsom at Davos right after President Trump spoke, who decided to spend his time as one of the leaders of the Democratic Party.
Then let's stop giving him oxygen, Leland. Last week we were talking about whether or not he could answer whether a man can have a baby or not. Like,
well, this is somebody who wants to be president of the United States.
And let's move on from these ridiculous topics.
So who are the serious leaders in the Democratic Party?
We have candidates all up and down the board. Dan, let's talk about them. Hakeem Jeffries.
I think, if I could, sorry to interrupt, but I think the point about Newsom is a good one. And he's doing what Trump does, which is to find a way to get attention in the attention economy. And you said it, 1 million views on that clip because it's topical, it's interesting. I don't think that's a way back to median voters, Leland. I think you're right. I think it's a way to get attention. But there are lots of folks. There's great governors out there. Andy Beshear is one who's successful in a place like Kentucky, winning over Republicans by delivering for people. Gavin Newsom does not need to be the leader of this party just because he gets attention on cable news online.
We actually have an entire segment on the attention to Gavin Newsom later because we're doing him exactly.
We're all doing it right now. We're doing it.
We're doing exactly what he wants, right? Okay, so Lori, to this point, where should Democrats be on the issue of immigration if it is not on the coat?
The issue of immigration is they need to stand up and say, yes, if a person has entered this country illegally, then they need to go through the right process. But what we are seeing and why most Americans that have never even been paying attention to this issue, immigration might not have been a cornerstone issue for them in 2024, are now paying attention, especially mothers that are seeing the way children, the way mothers, the way families are being treated that are getting swept up in all this.
Protests,
and U.S. citizens also, by the way, not the worst of the worst criminals.
Okay,
that is not what Americans are seeing right now.
Okay, and that's a point. That's what we're not seeing. What we're seeing in a different respect is the videos of ICE raids. Flip side, back in the early 2020s, we were seeing videos of open borders. We were seeing videos of Laken Riley being killed. I think we can all agree that if someone is here illegally, and if on top of that they have committed a crime, and ICE puts out a lemonade stand and says, hi, please turn yourself in if you committed a crime in the United States so you can be deported, not many people are going to show up.
I agree with that.
Okay, so I'll ask you the question that the Democratic congressman wouldn't answer. Why won't Democrats admit that ending sanctuary policies and non-help policies, cooperation agreements with ICE, wouldn't make this easier, number one, and number two, wouldn't give Democrats a lot more moral authority?
I think it's a fair question, actually. But my take on this is that there's a trust level between local law enforcement, state law enforcement, and federal law enforcement that's been broken by the approach. And Leland, you are right. In the Biden years, Democrats did not accept the fact that the images and the reality of folks coming across the border with less checks was going to be a problem. And that from my perspective,
Republicans are not accepting that the images right now are bad for them either.
They are not. It's going the other way. And I think the point on the immigration debate being now flipped in many respects is absolutely true. Trump is now underwater by 18 on immigration, not the border, but on immigration because of the handling of this issue. And it's like 49 to 35 among those who have a strong opinion. It's really bad for him. And he's losing the public trust on this, and he's losing the trust of law enforcement.
Right.
Jacob Fry, I want to really quickly, the mayor of Minneapolis.
Been winning on.
Well, Jacob Fry is not the defund the police mayor. In fact, if you know anything about Minneapolis politics, he was the guy that that was pro-cop that the left wanted to get out.
Yeah, he was the guy who beat the Somali. He was still the guy who nailed the George Floyd's
in the previous election as well.
But okay, I'm going to give you, Lori, I'm going to give you the last word here.
Yeah.
Donald Trump may be now underwater himself on immigration. He still beats Democrats plus 28 on border security. Democrats need a better talking point than ICE sucks, don't they?
So whether or not it is the immigration issue, whether or not it's a trans issue, whether or not it's the economy, whatever it is, what I see are a lot of Democrats either running for re-election or new Democrats out there, especially Gavin Newsom, that are trying to fit into every single one of these boxes. You have to pick a side and you have to pick a policy stance and issue. I'm sure you would agree, Dan. Yeah. Okay. Trying to be all over the place all at once, you are going to lose.
You got agreement.
And
that's
once Democrats can move on from this, we can focus on real policy issues that I know Americans care about. That's affordability, the economy, and healthcare. Those top three.
See,
that's what people care about right now.
Dan's nodding along. We needed the three shot. All right. Thank you both. Have a wonderful weekend. Video from Iran shows unthinkable horrors and proves the Ayatollah double-crossed President Trump. So when do the bombs drop on Tehran?
My opponent is completely disregarding almost half of my arguments, which I responded to.
Communities must step up
Laws
and
alone
protest
cannot
against this
stop the
normalization.
bullying.
Well, I completely disagree.
Point of inquiry, do you guys even realize that the #1 killer of children and teens are gun injuries?
You're probably starting to realize now, this is not a debate.
There is no adult in this earth that wants children to die.
I worry for my kids.
For decades, I've taught you everything I know. How to safely build a fire, and how to control the flames. But I can only teach wildfire prevention. Only you can prevent wildfires.
Live from Ozarks First Plus, a rapid rundown of the local headlines, stories shared, viral videos, plus the features and facts before they hit your feed. You're watching The Daily Scroll with me, Daily Stroll. Hello, another episode of The Daily Scroll coming at ya. We've got some breaking news regarding that Powerball that hadn't been claimed down in Arkansas. Well, guess what? Finally has been. We got some info on that. Also got a great video of a man rescued from a car fire, a bad car fire, and multiple people had to pull him out of the car. We've got the body cam of that. Ended well for him and them. And there are some historic documents. We talked about this a couple of days ago. Well, guess what? You can own one. You don't just have to look at them when they travel around. Maybe not me.
If you won the Powerball, you can buy
there you go. That's what you should spend your money on. Look at that connection.
It all ties together.
For sure. And then we're doing a little trivia today.
And you don't even know what that's going to be?
No, I don't. I'm coming in blind.
I have a theme. We'll see. We'll see. You won't like it. You're not gonna like it.
Oh no, I'm not gonna like the trivia.
You're just not gonna know much of it, and it's gonna be really funny.
Gosh, here we go. Here we go. But I've been doing a little bit too good on the trivia.
To take you down a run.
So, yeah, you got to take me down a notch. Okay, well, first I just want to say, we've got a busy couple of days ahead. Before we get into the Powerball, everybody go maybe do your grocery shopping. It's going to be a madhouse at the stores tonight. I don't even want to tell you to do that.
Apparently Tom Turton was on the air today going, go buy food. Go do what you need to do.
I know. I don't want to tell you to do that, but if you're stocked up for a few days, just don't do it and just stay home because they are up in these snow totals. It feels like every few hours. It started with, we might get a little bit here and there, and now it's like we're gonna get a foot maybe. No, not really. I don't want to exaggerate like others do. But
is this now where we tell them to download the Ozarks First weather app and?
Ozarks First Weather app, and I can say officially we are going to be live streaming here on Ozarks First Plus all day Saturday from 9 a.m. until 9 p.m., and I will be here bright and early manning the desk. So if you just want to know anything and everything that's happening, you don't have to wait and find out or scroll on your phone. You can literally just watch us for 10 hours straight on either the website, ozarksfirst.com, or
on our app,
Ozarks First Plus, where you're watching us right now.
Probably watching it right now.
Which is exciting. That's something new that we haven't done. And we're going to be doing it up right for this snowstorm, bringing you all the coverage that a lot of people probably want to know when they're sitting at home in their warm houses making soup. That's what I had planned to do on Saturday. I'll be here.
Soup? Make just a bunch of soup?
I was going to make some sage and mushroom soup. And I was going to make a nice little Mexican noodle soup.
I was kidding, but you have this planned out. All right.
The Walmart order's on the way to my house right now get delivered.
Oh, no, you're going to make soup a different day?
Maybe I'll make it Friday night and bring it in for my lunch break. Yeah. All right, so. Powerball. It was a $1.8 billion Powerball ticket that was bought on Christmas Day. And it hadn't been claimed. Almost a month later, now we're finally getting the news today. Cabot, Arkansas, one of their own. It was purchased in Cabot, Arkansas by a Cabot Arkansan. So good for them. The Arkansas Scholarship Lottery saying that the winner is a local, but they're choosing to remain anonymous.
How long ago was it that this was probably bought?
It was Christmas Day.
Christmas. Okay. So yeah, it's been
Powerball ticket from Christmas Day. Yeah, almost a month.
That's how long it probably does take to get your situation in order.
That's true. Yeah, I mean, after the holidays, then you get a lawyer, then you get a financial advisor, then you're ready to come out and claim it. Smart of them.
Good. And then still
They're
stay
doing it
anonymous. I think the last time we talked about this, it was like they can stay anonymous for a certain amount of time.
I think it was 3 years.
Okay.
So
enjoy your 3 years.
I'm not saying they should not be remaining anonymous. We would love to know who you are, though.
Oh, the journalist in news coming
but
out, right?
It's kind of like, there will be signs. For whoever knows this person, there have got to be signs. But they have the option, of buying or getting like, what is it, a weekly or monthly payout, and then or the lump sum. They went with the lump sum.
Ooh, so there are going to be signs.
So 1.8 billion down to 835 million after taxes and everything.
I think I've asked you some version of this question before when we've done this, but let's ask it this way. What would be the signs if you won the lottery?
I blank when I can't even fathom having that much money.
Because I think we've talked about you would do all these nice things. You'd be such a good person, and but nobody would see that.
Still,
nobody's going to see that.
That doesn't put a dent in 835
exactly.
million.
And also, I think I would try to keep living about the same way.
Yeah, for sure.
But I'm trying to think what would be a sign. I might
you
finally
would see
get a new car.
You would see me going to TJ Maxx, Ross, and Marshall's every single day. Because that's one of my favorite things to do. But I don't want to do it because I spend too much money when I go there.
Isn't Ross a discount store?
They are all discount stores. But if I don't have a job and I've got all the money in the
that's
world,
my thing is that
I'll do one of my favorite things.
Go crazy with it, but
I'll just wander around the stores and every little thing I see.
So
I'll
if I see you
cute.
wandering clothes stores, I'll know you won the lottery.
Yeah. Maybe I should splurge, go to Dillard's instead.
You don't have to. Don't feel like you have to.
And the gas station that sold that winning ticket looks like it was a Murphy USA. Gets $50K out of it. Ooh. Not in anything close to 835 million, but $50K. And I bet the cashier that sold it
getting a little raise.
Well, I bet they're getting nothing.
Oh, okay.
I bet they won't even see a dime from that. Unfortunately, even though they did the hard work to do it.
Yeah. I mean, is it hard work to get people to buy lottery tickets? I don't.
They had to snap it off the thing and hand it to them.
Okay.
And take the money. They should get a couple bucks for that at least.
You're right. You're so right.
That guy should go back and slide them $100 bill and be like,
you know why?
Yeah.
You go.
There's my sign. Okay, when we come back, a man rescued from a car fire in Texas. This just happened a few days ago, and people rushed to save him. I've seen car fires like this. Well, I've seen car fire rescues, maybe not quite like this. But the guy got out okay, and we have it all on video. And then some historic U.S. documents. If you're a history lover, like I am, I don't know if Jay is. I think it's pretty cool.
This isn't Route 66. Are you a history lover for this?
Oh, we're not going Route 66. We're going all the way back to 1776. Even better.
Good one.
All right. We'll be right back.
Oh, I don't see where you got your degree.
I don't have one. I went another route.
All right. I guess tell me a bit about your experience.
For 15 years, I've been managing logistics and mastering project management skills.
Wow. Sounds like you've got just the kind of skills and experience we're looking for.
My opponent is completely disregarding almost half of my arguments, which I responded to.
Communities must step up
Laws
and
alone
protest
cannot
against this
stop a
normalization.
bullet.
Well, I completely disagree.
Point of inquiry, do you guys even realize that the #1 killer of children and teens are gun injuries?
You're probably starting to realize now, this is not a debate.
There is no adult in this earth that wants children to die.
I worry for my kids.
Traveling? Don't forget to pack News Nation in the airport, for your hotel room, at the in-laws. Take the only news network that respects all Americans with you, wherever you go. Stop by newsnationnow.com to learn more.
Life's daily battles are not meant to be fought alone.
We're not powerless, so long as we don't lose sight of what's important.
Don't be afraid to seize that moment to talk to your friends.
Cloud, you okay?
Because checking in on a friend can create a safe space.
The first step on our new journey. You coming?
Reach out to a friend about their mental health. Seize the awkward. It's totally worth it.
All right, we have some newly released videos showing quite a harrowing rescue there following a deadly, fiery, wrong-way crash in Texas that happened just a few days ago. This is the Harris County Sheriff's Office sharing this. It was a two-vehicle crash where one person hit another head-on. The person that hit that car died, but the other person was stuck in this fiery crash, and they had to get him out as fast as possible. I'm sorry if you have motion sickness.
They weren't
might have to
holding
look
the
away.
camera real still for this one.
I'm guessing it's the sheriff's body camera. But these two deputies were among the first to get to the scene. The car burst into flames. The driver was trapped, and the other people that you saw there at the beginning of the video trying to help out are the wrecker drivers. I think the tow truck drivers or other first responders. And they were literally having to put their arms through these flames to pull this guy out.
Wow.
And it was a burning SUV. You can barely even tell what kind of car it is.
Yeah, it's mostly gone.
But they all work together. Somebody's blowing a fire extinguisher. The other one's trying to get in there. Oh, and then they got him. There it is. And then they come with the fire extinguisher afterwards. They're calling these Good Samaritans and deputies, freeing the injured driver from the burning car. And no hesitation. I think that's
because
the thing for me.
I think we've talked about before that there's seconds here that matter.
Yeah, and the metal gets hot. Even if you're not sticking your arm through a flame, I mean, that's got to be hot. And I just don't know how. I always put myself in their shoes. How do you react in this situation? And do you just go for it? Do you just act on impulse? And I would like to think that I would, but
they've also had
scaredy cat at times.
Well, some of them have had a lot of training. Hopefully,
that's true.
I know that you said there was maybe a tow truck driver or whatever involved, but
I think so,
others,
and maybe some bystanders as well.
Yeah, so the others though have had, the first responders have had a lot of training, so hopefully that would help in that moment. But shout out to those people, those
shout out to
civilians that hopped in.
And I know that person was injured, but let's hope they're doing okay now, and no major burns either, because I know it's
a long-term
horrible thing. Yeah. Okay, next. Historic U.S. documents going up for auction. This is part of the celebration that we're all having for the 250th birthday of the U.S. And one of these is Christie's in New York. Christie's has had a lot of things going through that auction recently, because every time we talk about an auction, it feels like it's Christie's.
And we keep talking about auctions.
I know, we keep talking about auctions. This time, a rare 1776 printing of the American Declaration of Independence and a signed copy of the Emancipation Proclamation. That was the crucial turning point for the campaign to end slavery. We all know that. I didn't need to say that.
We're all history buffs here. Don't worry.
It's pretty cool. So the ones that are the drafts of the Constitution you can see there include the little scribbles. So it takes you all the way to the Continental Congress to see their final edits before it really went to the printing press for the final time. And that's what this guy is saying. I wrote down what he said, so
Okay,
you are
good.
not
I was
missing
like-
anything. Okay. The first printing of the Declaration of Independence was done on the night of July 4th in Philadelphia at a print shop. Approximately 200 of those were printed, and only 26 are known to survive. And one of them is up for auction right now. That's pretty cool. I'm thinking, how much would that go for? It's hard to put a number on something like that.
Yeah, because these things don't come up for auction, I wouldn't think, very often.
Yeah, and he does say that. Like, these have been private collections where they save things. These private people save things, preserve things. They ultimately pass on their collections. And I don't know. It's not something that, you know, this could be in somebody's home office, I guess.
Yeah. No, absolutely. And like, I think I made fun of the ones that are touring soon.
Yeah.
For being kind of the
Well,
B tiers.
yeah.
But
to
when
own
it comes,
it.
Yeah, when it comes to selling and owning, that is going
It's
to
a
go
whole
to
nother
somebody
thing.
that is super into specifically
For
these
sure.
things. And so it doesn't have you wouldn't expect
For
an
sure.
A tier document to go up for auction, but
He
for
said
any of these to go up is cool.
that it's cool because when you think about the Declaration of Independence, you think about, you know, a piece of parchment paper with a script on it, but most people never saw that. The way that everyday Americans back then would have encountered the Declaration of Independence was in a smaller form, tacked on a wall, or read from the pulpit of their local congregation. And so that's in like a small paper form, and those are the ones that are going up for auction.
That's cool.
Another one is the sorry about that. I need to put my hands away in my lap so I don't get zoomed in on myself. Okay. Another one. Where am I here? Okay. The Emancipation Proclamation was commissioned for the Great Central Fair, and that was held to raise money to support Union troops and Union veterans. And it was held in June of 1864 in Philadelphia. And they have signed copies from Lincoln and his Secretary of State. 48 of those signed copies that at the time were sold for $20. And not all of them sold.
Yeah.
Nobody wanted to shell out $20 for that.
I feel like I've watched
It's
enough
expensive.
Antiques Roadshow to know if something's that old, though, it's going to sell for several
Now
dollars.
that's going to be, yeah. At the time, and $1864? Or is it like equivalent to $20 nowadays?
I don't know, yeah.
That's what I'm trying to understand.
But also keep in mind, you know, that Superman comic we talked about.
9 million, right?
Yeah. You know how
13
much
million.
comics sold for back then? Like
5 cents.
Yeah, something like that. They usually say
Wild.
on them that they're like, yeah.
The other ones are you saw in the interview with the guy, the portrait of George Washington, the dollar bill portrait. That portrait that's on the dollar bill is up for sale. The original of that, which is pretty cool. They also have John Kennedy accepting the 1960 Democratic nomination at the Los Angeles Coliseum. I think that is a photo or a painting of that.
Yeah, we saw some of those.
So that's pretty cool. If I had to get one, I would definitely do the Emancipation Proclamation or the Declaration of Independence one. To own something, can you imagine at your house, like, oh yeah, I have this in my house. It's from 1776. You know, it's pretty cool.
You just have it out on the coffee table. Trying to show the painting. There we go.
I mean, what's the oldest thing in your house?
I don't know. In my apartment, probably me, but
that's a good one.
Oh, actually, I think I have a couch. I'd have to ask my parents, but I have a couch that's been passed down from generation to generation.
Okay.
And I have it's only like 2 sections. It was a sectional, so I have like 2 sections of it. But that's probably pretty old.
Pretty old. I pulled out a waffle maker over the weekend that we had in my family since I was born.
Yeah.
I made waffles perfectly over last weekend, and I got done with it, and I told my husband, I was like, oh, this thing has to be from like the 70s at least. And I don't know how it came into my possession.
Yeah.
I have 3 sisters, but it's mine now. It works great.
You know, maybe the couch is from the 70s because I think it was my mom.
I mean,
that
still, that's
got
like
it new. But yeah, that's still old. And
50
then,
years old.
But we found some weird. I have some weird furniture in my house that's probably older. Than
I'm
that.
like picturing now.
Yeah, my whole house is just old furniture.
I know. Mine's old appliances.
You were talking about going to off-brand stores. I've gone thrifting and gotten a lamp that I have no idea how old it is.
Hey,
it still works.
That Restore Habitat for Humanity, you can get some good stuff there.
Yeah.
I'm plugging it. Sponsor me. All right. When we come back, we're doing trivia. Do you want to give me a sneak peek of what it is?
So Avengers Doomsday comes out.
Oh my gosh.
It's gonna be great.
Superhero themed.
It's gonna be great.
Is that what it is? Superhero themed trivia?
You'll have to see.
Oh no. All right.
My opponent is completely disregarding almost half of my arguments, which I responded to.
Communities must step up
Laws
and
alone
protest
cannot
against this
stop a
normalization.
bullet.
Well, I completely disagree.
Point of inquiry, do you guys even realize that the #1 killer of children and teens are gun injuries?
You're probably starting to realize now, this is not a debate.
There is no adult in this earth that wants children to die.
I worry for my kids.
Achieving my goals as an adult was challenging without a high school diploma. With the help of an adult education center, I finished my high school diploma and it changed my life.
This yearbook is a testament to your accomplishments and how they have impacted all of us.
Getting my high school diploma made me feel like I can do anything. Now, I can help the kids in my community achieve their dreams.
When you graduate, they graduate. Visit finishyourdiploma.org to find free and supportive adult education centers near you.
Oh, I don't see where you got your degree.
I don't have one. I went another route.
All right. I guess tell me a bit about your experience.
For 15 years, I've been managing logistics and mastering project management skills.
Wow. Sounds like you've got just the kind of skills and experience we're looking for.
Traveling? Don't forget to pack News Nation in the airport for your hotel room, at the in-laws. Take the only news network that respects all Americans with you, wherever you go. Stop by newsnationnow.com to learn more.
Unfortunately, this is not going to be a good trivia day
It's not.
for myself.
You've been doing so well at all the trivia.
I have been doing a little too well, and I guess that just has come to bite me. And Jay didn't like my success.
How many Marvel MCU Avengers movies do you think you've seen in your life?
Now,
ballpark.
Now, give me a. Is Superman?
No.
That's not in Marvel?
It's not in Marvel.
Well.
Oh boy.
And Batman definitely, because that's DC.
Yeah, those are both DC.
Okay, then I'm gonna go with none.
Okay, all right. Well, we'll see. Also, I'm gonna switch this, and it's not gonna be Tuesday, but it's just gonna be fine.
Oh well.
It's trivia. Do you know this? Do you know who this is?
Oh, I know who that is.
You know who this is?
Oh, I meant to say Spider-Man.
There you go.
But I have not. I haven't seen the newest ones. The last one I watched was.
Spider-Man.
I saw the Kristen Dunst and what's his name? Oh my gosh.
Tobey Maguire.
Tobey Maguire.
Okay, but so you've never seen this kid as.
That's Tom Holland.
As Spider-Man, though. You've never seen one of his movies?
No.
Oh boy.
I don't think I've seen him in anything.
In anything?
Ever.
Uncharted?
I know it's Tom. Maybe Uncharted.
The other ones? I don't know what other ones. Do you know this guy?
He's one of the Chris's.
Yeah. That's
oh,
right
like
for
you
a lot
want
of
the
them.
character
Oh,
or
the character name? Yeah,
actor?
ideally.
Is that like the boy version of Wonder Woman?
No.
Captain America.
I mean, okay, so you got it right. I'm fascinated to know how you got there.
Well, he has an A on his head, and that's the boy version of Wonder Woman.
So that's where you lost me. Wonder Woman is also DC, and also I don't know if how do you connect Wonder Woman and Captain America?
Their outfits look the same.
Just red, white, and blue?
Yeah.
I mean, Superman's is also red, white, and blue.
But that's Superman.
Oh, okay.
It's iconic. Captain America
sure.
is like way down below.
Wow. All right. We'll just go back. I'm not gonna try to dig in too deep on that. You're 2 for 2 as far as I'm concerned.
Hey, I'm doing good. I'm really good at context clues.
Do you know who this guy is?
That's Thor.
Yeah, it is. Also
it's a Hemsworth.
Also one of the Chris's. Yeah.
What was the other Chris's last name?
Chris Evans.
Evans.
And
Yeah,
that's
right.
Chris Hemsworth. You were
okay. I know that by the hammer.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Yeah. See. Context
it does
clues.
something.
Do you know this guy?
Oh, that's easy.
Okay.
Hulk.
Okay.
But I don't know
Stop
who.
for a second.
I don't know who that is.
Yeah, they've changed like actors a couple times, and he's like mostly CGI. So
did you watch the She-Hulk?
Don't get me started.
It was bad.
No, like to be fair,
I saw a commercial for it.
I have so many thoughts on She-Hulk, but we don't have time. The quick version
wrong,
is
wrong.
I was a defender till very close to the end because I was like, guys, it's supposed to be a little different. It's supposed to be kind of a sitcom. It's supposed to be kind of funny, goofy. We don't have to take everything so seriously. And then they like set up like 12 plots, and I was like, as long as they tie it all up, I'm happy.
They didn't.
And they just didn't. They just don't.
The whole premise, it should have never. Who said yes to this?
I don't know.
Oh my gosh. Okay, this is actually doing. I'm doing
You're
well.
doing well. You're doing well.
Cool. I thought
it's
we were
all-
gonna ask way harder questions.
Oh, it's all downhill from here.
Oh, great. Okay.
Okay, cool. Yeah.
Doctor Who.
Oh, she's so close.
Doctor.
Uh-huh.
Doctor. Something. I don't know.
It's sort of a strange answer.
Doctor Strange.
Yeah.
That's right. Hey.
And for the life of me, you were naming all the actors, so I was trying to come up with this one. Benedict Cumberbatch.
Benedict Cumberbatch. Yeah, for sure. Definitely.
Yeah, you were like halfway there.
I knew he was a doctor.
He is, and that's an important part of his character. I'll give it to you.
I didn't even know he was part of Marvel.
Oh boy.
I just like pulling this back from the very depths.
So did you see that movie?
No.
Oh, okay. All right. I thought maybe.
I didn't know. I guess he has his own movie now. Yeah.
Well, he's had his own movie for a while. But
Doctor
that's fine.
Strange. I didn't know it was a Marvel movie.
That's okay. You don't need to.
I didn't watch it.
Do you know who this is?
Fantastic Four.
Yeah.
That's one person?
No.
Oh, okay.
That's just the team she was on, and I thought that's more than I thought you were gonna get. Played by.
Is that her name though?
No, she doesn't even have that part.
So do I get it right?
She doesn't have Fantastic or Four in her name.
Mrs. Invisible.
That's remarkably close. That's startlingly accurate. She's the Invisible Woman.
The Invisible Woman. See?
Yeah. Or
there
Invisible
you go.
Girl sometimes, but yeah.
Invisible Girl.
I think
killing it.
I think if you yelled in like in a parking lot, Mrs. Invisible, I think she would
turn around.
So I think that counts.
I mean, they're doing a very good job in these pictures of
Yeah,
describing who they
explaining
are.
Exactly. It's very
I guess.
self-explanatory.
Yeah.
Do you know who this is?
Pedro Pascal.
I was so afraid when I watched this movie that that's all I was going to see for the whole time. And I was like, oh no.
Mr. Speed.
Ooh, okay. I can see how you think he's Speed. I kind of cut
Or
out
is he
his
flying?
hand. He's got a really big hand because he's like.
Is he flying?
No, he's like stretching. I'm realizing this
Stretch?
doesn't help at all. Go back to the Fantastic
They're
Four
like in The
naming.
Incredibles.
Yeah. And they're the Fantastic Four.
Super Stretch.
Oh boy, we backtracked.
Oh, we have to go.
Okay, so.
Love the hustle, Cliff. Who are you?
Your lungs.
We're quite proud of you.
Even though you quit smoking years ago, you may be at risk for lung cancer.
Okay. Well, with the routine screening, you can detect it early when it's more curable.
Sounds good, guys. Can I get a little space here?
Biologically, no.
Okay.
Listen to your lungs. Get a routine screening that could save your life. Talk to your doctor and learn more at savedbythescan.org.
Oh, I don't see where you got your degree.
I don't have one. I went another route.
All right. I guess tell me a bit about your experience.
For 15 years, I've been managing logistics and mastering project management skills.
Wow. Sounds like you've got just the kind of skills and experience we're looking for.
Life's daily battles are not meant to be fought alone.
We're not powerless, so long as we don't lose sight of what's important.
Don't be afraid to seize that moment to talk to your friends.
Cloud, you okay?
Because checking in on a friend can create a safe space.
The first step on our new journey. You coming?
Reach out to a friend about their mental health. Seize the awkward. It's totally worth it.
I feel sometimes that I'm not listened to. I feel that I'm not getting the attention that I need, and it's a lot built up in my chest. I would just want you to listen to me more often and evaluate situations with me and lead me towards success.
Listening is a form of love. Find ways to support your kids at soundidouttogether.org.
Traveling? Don't forget to pack News Nation in the airport for your hotel room, at the in-laws. Take the only news network that respects all Americans with you, wherever you go. Stop by newsnationnow.com to learn more.
For decades, I've taught you everything I know. How to safely build a fire, and how to control the flames. But I can only teach wildfire prevention. Only you can prevent wildfires.
Coming up tonight at 10, the massive winter storm that hit the Ozarks yesterday is still sweeping across the country. We have your full 7-day forecast on what to expect in the days ahead as the cold lingers. And how crews in Springfield are working around the clock to clear those roads. When you can expect your road to be cleared. Ozarks First News at 10 starts now.
This is Ozarks First News at 10.
I've been out pretty much all day, and it's pretty slick. I mean, you got to stop, and if you put your brakes on very hard, you're going to slide, you know.
Thank you for joining us tonight at 10. I'm Carissa Codell. Here in Springfield, we saw about 8 inches of snow that started overnight and wrapped up this morning. Now, with the snowfall finished for now, crews are hard at work clearing the busiest roads and highways for drivers. Ozarks First, Michael McLaughlin is live in Springfield. Michael, you spoke to some drivers on the issues they're facing and Public Works about the work that they are doing tonight.
Yeah, Carissa, so while most of that snowfall did happen on Saturday, people tell me that that overnight accumulation made things even worse today.
I was out very early this morning, and it was definitely a lot worse.
People tell me slick conditions are making it difficult.
They've done their best. Obviously, there's still a slick layer that's on the ground, so it is making it a little bit rougher than normal to drive around in it.
Well, it's pretty slick. They've taken the snow off the top of it, and now it's just ice. I've seen people off in ditches, and people stuck this, at an entranceway to some businesses and stuff.
They say they're staying cautious for themselves and others.
That's my biggest fear, is the guy coming towards me is going to slide and hit me or something like that. But I try to be safe.
Just driving a little slower, paying attention a little bit more. So kind of, staying in the center lane, avoiding the deep stuff on the sides.
Street Supervisor Chris Marsh says they do have their clearing routes planned out to address highly used roads first.
We'll be on our major roads like Campbell, National, and our portions of Sunshine and Battlefield that we take care of. We've spread our focus on our main designated routes to make it safe and passable for first responders and also for the citizens as well.
For people out driving, he's advising you to keep your distance.
If you see the trucks out like that, don't attempt to pass. Give us plenty of room. We're just trying to get everything cleared up as quickly as possible to make it safe and passable for everyone. And also reached out to the Greene County Roads Department, who tells me they're going to be working on clearing those high traffic areas first and then move on to those neighborhoods and subdivisions as soon as possible. Reporting live in Springfield, I'm Michael McLaughlin, Ozarks First.
All right, thanks, Michael. Get inside and stay warm. Streets are snow covered across the state. The Missouri State Highway Patrol has responded to hundreds of incidents caused by the hazardous driving conditions. Snow was falling steadily in Rolla yesterday, and one of our reporters in Rolla actually came across a stranded driver and helped them out. Take a look.
You think you'd get stuck in the snow?
No. No, I just got off working a night shift at Phelps, and I'm trying to go home. I live 2.5 hours away, so I thought, yeah, I can make it for sure.
Pretty slick too, huh?
Yes.
Any other things that you have noticed about this storm?
I mean, I think definitely the strongest snowstorm I've seen in a couple of years, but I know back home it's probably worse.
Go, punch it. Keep going, keep going.
Hey, glad to see she got out of that safely. Now here's a look at MoDOT's traveler map. Now you can see on this map those darker blues, that means partly covered roads, and that purple means fully covered roads. So you can see those roads, this is Southwest Missouri, are mostly completely covered in snow, maybe just a few highways and things like that that are only partly covered with snow. We're going to see that continue into the morning. And now that the snow is done, in its place is bitter cold. Meteorologist Matt Hefner.
It's not nice. It's not nice out.
Oh, it's ugly. And please tell me that you were lying about the -8 as a low tonight.
I was not. I was just looking at the recent models, and that's not going anywhere. It is going to be really bad. In fact, we're sitting at 0 right now. Just give it probably another hour, and we're going to dip into the negatives, and we'll see how far these temperatures will go. Positive part of the forecast is we're done with snow. That has fully pushed out, and I don't think we have to worry about it coming back anytime soon. There's still some snow around us, where there's snow that just moved across the Red River into southern Arkansas. That's not going to be coming our way. We're done with all that. It's just the cold temperatures and the brutal night that we have to get through. I said it earlier, 0 degrees in Springfield. Joplin's at 4, Lake of the Ozarks at 6. So everyone experiencing this cold, and it's the beginning of it. We have so much snow on the ground, clear skies and winds out of the north. That's the recipe for a very brutal night. -8 in Springfield. I think everyone will be getting into those sub-zero temperatures, and it's bad to start the day off on Monday. Wind chill forecast for the start of the day Monday could be as cold as -20. We're not warming up too much for Monday. We get a slight warm up that comes on Tuesday, but don't get your hopes up. It's going to be a week of very cold winter temperatures coming our way, Carissa.
All right, we're going to check back in with you soon, Matt. Thank you. And with the frigid temperatures we're getting, your pipes can easily freeze, which then could lead to a burst. That can cost a lot to fix. Plumbers are likely to see an increase in calls the next few days as we stay well below freezing. According to State Farm, Missouri ranked 7th in the nation with more than $23 million in claims from frozen pipes. The cost of the average claim is more than $30,000.
Those damages can be bad. I mean, if you don't know how much water they have to flood cut a basement, what all's in a basement, a furnace and a water heater, once those have water on them, that could cause them to be needing replaced.
Plumbers say to follow the most basic advice about dripping faucets and opening cabinets, especially when those faucets are on an outside wall. And if your water line does break, the most important thing to do is shut off the main line at the valve as soon as possible. Now here's a look at the major highways in Arkansas. Now their map shows a little different. They show ice and snow, and you can see most of the roads in the northern part of the state are still covered in snow. Again, that's going to continue overnight and into the morning hours. Now back here in Springfield, main roads in town are still covered in that compacted snow. This is video from earlier this afternoon around 2 p.m. on National exiting onto James River Freeway. You can see how National was covered compared to Highway 60, where at least a lane or two is cleared off and easily drivable on those highways across Springfield. Now, this extreme cold has Springfield City Utilities running on all cylinders. CU has all of its available power generation units running today to respond to the demand. Spokesperson Jamie Presley says its peak shaving plant is also available, which injects propane into its natural gas system to help meet natural gas demand. She tells us they are monitoring the situation closely. Flight cancellations are continuing to stack up today as widespread areas across the country are still being hit by this winter storm. And according to FlightAware, there have been more than 11,000 cancellations and 15,000 delays today. Now, some flights for tomorrow have already been canceled as well. Major U.S. airlines were issuing travel waivers ahead of the storm, allowing customers to change their plans without being penalized. Many travelers chose to catch those earlier flights, though, on Friday to avoid the impacts of that storm. Airport staff are asking for some patience and kindness.
Things will get better. We'll get through this storm, but it's one of those things that everyone's going to be dealing with it, and so just work a little bit and be a little kinder to everyone around you, and it'll go a long way.
And that snow also impacting flights to and from the Springfield-Branson International Airport. A spokesperson for the airport tells us that there were already 22 cancellations just this morning. Flights from areas like Texas and North Carolina have been affected the most. Passengers are being asked to check their flight status often and connect with their airline directly for support as this storm continues to move across the country. A state trooper in Ohio was responding to the scene of a crash when two separate ones happened right in front of him. Take a look at this.
Just had a commercial bobtail lose it on the bridge.
A truck spins on the left as the trooper was assisting a pickup truck that had spun into the grass earlier. The driver has the throttle on the floor, trying not to hit anyone, instead spraying dirt and rocks. Then, check this out, an SUV spins into the median, nearly hitting the pickup, destroying its front end with debris scattered everywhere. Unfortunately, only minor injuries were reported for those crashes. Multiple schools and school events have been canceled due to the snow here in the Ozarks. You can find a full list of what's canceled on our website, ozarksfirst.com. It's also being displayed at the bottom of your screen at the top of every hour to help you stay up to date. Now, back here in the Ozarks, the Logan-Rogersville boys basketball team put the Show Me State on notice after their impressive performance at the Bass Pro Tournament of Champions, especially junior guard Chase Branham. Ozarks First Chris Pinson caught up with the Wildcat star player earlier this week to learn how he balances fame and team goals. Chris.
Yeah, Carissa, look, Chase Branham has already made an impact local fans will recall years from now. The scary part is he still has another year before he graduates to improve his stock, which is already sky high, especially after scoring 74 points in just 3 games at the Tournament of Champions, which included dropping a game-high 32 in the Wildcats' victory over Wheeler High School, the 8th-ranked team in the entire country. On top of that, Branham is the 33rd ranked player in the land for the class of 2027, and believe me, the Indiana Hoosiers commit relishes the big moment. But he lives for his team to claim that missing piece from their impressive resume.
That's been our goal. I mean, my goal. It's on my wall. Something I look to every day, realizing, just keep learning hard work, and I feel like we have a really great chance. So I feel like it'd mean a lot, to the town, to the city, as well as the area. I mean, you win a state championship, everyone's gonna be talking about you. So it's pretty cool.
All right, we'll be sure to check in with Chris Pinson later on in the show, and we do have more news to share with you that we don't get to here on your TV screens. So don't forget to follow us on all of our social media pages listed right there. I know you got your phone near you, wherever you're scrolling on. Just search up Ozarks First, and you'll find us. Now we're taking a live look at the White House this evening. You can see the ground still covered in snow, just like the Ozarks. After the break, we'll tell you how the rest of the country is being impacted by this winter storm. Stay with us.
This is Ozarks First News at 10 with Carissa Cordell, meteorologist Matt Hefner, and sports with Chris Pinson.
Best Reviews is an unbiased team that researches products in real-world situations to give reliable recommendations on just about everything.
Call that a plasma sword?
For the best reviews, go to bestreviews.com. Seriously, before you buy anything, ever.
My opponent is completely disregarding almost half of my arguments which I responded to.
Communities must step up.
Laws alone cannot stop bullying.
Well, I completely disagree.
Point of inquiry, do you guys even realize that the #1 killer of children and teens are gun injuries?
You're probably starting to realize now, this is not a debate.
There is no adult in this earth that wants children to die.
I worry for my kids.
Life's daily battles are not meant to be fought alone.
We're not powerless, so long as we don't lose sight of what's important.
Don't be afraid to seize that moment to talk to your friends.
Cloud, you okay?
Because checking in on a friend can create a safe space.
The first step on our new journey.
You coming?
Reach out to a friend about their mental health. Seize the awkward. It's totally worth it.
I'm a United States Marine. When I came home, I became angry. I had migraines and respiratory issues.
I served in the Army. There's a lot more people out there that have gone through more things. I shouldn't go and get those benefits because they had it worse.
If you could say anything to that veteran, what would you say?
Every veteran is deserving the benefits they earned by serving our country. You deserve because you serve. If you're struggling with life after service, don't wait, reach out.
All right, the first winter storm of 2026 has concluded, and it has covered the Ozarks in about half a foot of snow. Some places even more than that. Some areas down to the south approached double-digit snowfall. I still think we have snow chances once we get into February, so we're not quite done for the year. But this storm is also going to have some lingering impacts as cold will settle in place. We have an extreme cold warning locked in right now. Bitter cold for tonight. We'll talk about how cold it is in just a second, but I kind of want to pull back the curtain and I want to recap how we did on our forecast. This was our messaging on Friday before any of those snowflakes fell. We said, hey, heavier totals are going to be down into the south. If once you go up to the north, think about 4 to 7. And for most people, you're probably going to hit half a foot, in some areas even more on top of that. Let's push our forecast to the side and review what happened. All these numbers in yellow, those are reports that I got today of people going outside, measuring, and official reports from the National Weather Service. And I think in the metro area, we really nailed that. We went with a very conservative forecast. We saw models calling for 20 inches of snow. We saw models calling for more snow than Springfield has ever seen before, and we didn't really buy into the model mania. We wanted to give you guys a realistic forecast, and in Springfield, we kind of really hit that mark. Officially at the National Weather Service, is going to be just shy of 7-inch snowfall, but some places in town got as high as 8.5. I know in Christian County, we got a 9-inch snow report in Nixa and in Ozark. From what I'm hearing, both of you guys are closer to 8 and 7 inches. The one area on this forecast, I think we kind of dropped the ball at. I don't just want to say these are the things that we did good. I'll talk about the area that we missed, is really south central Missouri, north central Arkansas. We said this is a place you got to watch out for double digits. You guys got about half of what we forecasted. One of the reasons why we came up short there is we were expecting some sleet to move in last night. I thought it'd be brief. It lasted all night long. That's what caused totals to be so much lighter into that area. But overall, fairly happy with how that forecast panned out. Officially, it's going to be going down at the National Weather Service at 6.7 inches. That is the largest snowstorm that we have experienced since we had the Whopper that moved back in 2022 that brought 8.5. The snow has moved out. The cold has moved into its place. Temperatures right now about 30 degrees below normal. We're sitting at 0 degrees in Springfield, and the cold will slightly improve for Tuesday and Wednesday. Those are the only days we'll have to try to melt snow, as temperatures will be maybe just a couple degrees warmer than 32. It's going to be a very bitter cold week that we have to fight through. It starts off tonight. I do want to mention the snow has moved out. I'm not really seeing anything on satellite radar. There are some light snow that's forming over in southern and central Arkansas. That's not going to come our way. And here's that entire system and still producing snow for places over in New England. That's out of here. Here's the extreme cold warning that is into our region. Very chilly night. This is how cold it's going to get. We're sitting at 0 right now. Give it a couple more hours. We'll dip into sub-zero. This model is wanting to keep us a little bit warmer than what I'm forecasting, but I think this model is failing to take into account how much snow we have on the ground, how we're going to clear these skies off, and get winds out of the north that will really refrigerate the temperatures tonight. I think by the time we get started Monday morning, most places can see the thermometer dip below 0. Here's the wind chill outside for that. -16 in Springfield. I am so glad that all these schools have been canceled because it would be miserable if we had children outside at 7 a.m. sitting in half a foot of snow with -20 on the wind chill waiting for the bus to show up. Here's your 7-day forecast. Cold for Monday. High temperature will be trapped into the teens Tuesday and Wednesday. Those are our 2 days that I think we can start to melt some of this snow away. But when you have 6, 7, 8 inches of snow, you're not going to get it done in 2 days. Cold air reestablished itself to end this week off. We may see some flurries towards the end of the week on Friday, but right now that's all it is. Flurries, and it's a low chance for that, Carissa.
Yeah, just an ugly winter forecast there. Thanks, Matt. Almost 1 million people are without power across the country following that winter storm that made its way through much of the nation. Crews spent the day working on the massive cleanup efforts to take some of the danger out of leaving the house. With extreme cold warnings and ice knocking out power, crews are now working around the clock to make sure roads are safe and power is restored.
That's our number one job right now is plow till we get to the trees, and then we got to use chainsaws and cut them up and get them out of the way.
Heavy snow was forecast from the Ohio Valley to the northeast, while, quote, catastrophic ice accumulation threatened from the lower Mississippi Valley to the mid-Atlantic and southeast. Now we're taking a live look over Milan in Italy. It looks great over there. No snow to be seen. The 2026 Winter Games kicking off on February 6th with athletes around the world preparing to take that global stage. Make sure to stay tuned right here into Ozarks First as we continue covering the lead up to those games. Be right back. Stay with us.
Coming up Monday, after daybreak on Unscripted, we'll tell you how you can get involved in this year's Ozarks Outdoor Expo coming up in March at the fairground.
And get ready to laugh as we welcome Branson entertainer extraordinaire Todd Oliver and his famous talking dog. See you bright and early Monday morning after daybreak.
For decades, I've taught you everything I know. How to safely build a fire, and how to control the flames. But I can only teach wildfire prevention. Only you can prevent wildfires.
I'm a United States Marine. When I came home, I became angry. I had migraines and respiratory issues.
I served in the Army. There's a lot more people out there that have gone through more things. I shouldn't go and get those benefits because they had it worse.
If you could say anything to that veteran, what would you say?
Every veteran is deserving the benefits they earned by serving our country. You deserve because you serve. If you're struggling with life after service, don't wait, reach out.
Love the hustle, Cliff. Who are you?
Your lungs.
We're quite proud of you.
Even though you quit smoking years ago, you may be at risk for lung cancer.
Okay. Well, with the routine screening, you can detect it early when it's more curable.
Sounds good, guys. Can I get a little space here?
Biologically, no.
Okay.
Listen to your lungs. Get a routine screening that could save your life. Talk to your doctor and learn more at savedbythescan.org.
There are a lot of temptations facing young people today, like electronic cigarettes and skateboarding. Each vape pod can contain the same amount of nicotine as a pack of cigarettes. This can lead today's youth to a lifelong addiction and severe lung damage. Recall and consider the facts before making a poor decision.
The health class film guy isn't the best person to talk to your kid about vaping.
Got a few minutes?
You are. Start the conversation with your child about vaping today.
I don't remember how it started.
North of that.
Our back and forth. It always came back.
Dad!
You probably don't remember what you told me,
That was perfect.
but I heard every word.
Even the mighty might not see it coming. It's prediabetes, and it captures 1 in 3 adults. But you can escape. Take the 1-minute prediabetes risk test to know where you stand and prevent or delay type 2 diabetes. Be your own hero on smartphones everywhere at doihaveprediabetes.org.
Welcome back. Well, we're sure that you've heard us talk about it. It's Ozarks First Plus. That's our new streaming app where you can watch 6 new shows hosted by Ozarks First personalities and our live newscast. And we're also able to stream all day long whenever we have severe weather or even breaking news. So yesterday we spent all day covering the winter storm. Here's a clip.
About 2 since 3 o'clock. Okay. So this cup has been sitting outside since 3 o'clock. That is what has accumulated in said cup since that time.
I love how we did this. We're just like, well, we don't have a rain gauge or a snow gauge. We got an Ozarks First cup.
Yeah.
What more do you need? Let's slap it outside, baby.
Yeah, so we're measuring our snow now by the cup.
You know what?
Like the recipe.
We are going to have a little cocktail.
Ew.
Okay.
Ew.
Little Sprite in there.
Oh, buddy.
Little Sprite snow slushy right now. I'll give. This was. Did you
Matt?
scoop it off the pavement?
Matt, I have $20 in my purse right now.
No.
$20. $20. You have to down all of it. No.
That's a true meteorologist. For the love of the game.
Oh my gosh.
For the love of the game, this guy. Wow.
You know what? That tastes like a successful forecast. That's what that tastes like.
Oh.
Hey, good on Matt. Now you can download Ozarks First Plus for free on your smart TV. See all of the other shenanigans we get up to. You can find it for free on Apple TV, Amazon Fire TV, and Roku. We're taking another look now at the roads here tonight. These are live pictures from our Ozarks traffic cameras. Now you can see some of those roads are completely covered in that compacted snow, whereas the highways are a little bit more clear. So make sure that you are still driving safe on those inner city roads. We'll be sure to keep you updated throughout the week as MoDOT works to clear out that snow. Now, road conditions aren't the only thing to keep in mind when dealing with the extreme cold. From frostbite and hypothermia to heart attacks and even falls, the bitter cold and the sheer amount of snow can make getting outside treacherous. But doctors say there are ways to keep yourself safe. Bundle up with layers before heading outside and be careful when walking in places with high snow so you don't fall or lose your footing. Be mindful of your physical health, especially as you shovel snow. Dr. Garrett Cavalier says it's important to be aware of heart attack symptoms, especially if you have pre-existing health or heart issues.
All right, well, next in sports, the stage is set for Super Bowl 60. 2 conference championships, 2 different outcomes, but only 2 teams emerged victorious and will play in Santa Clara, California 2 weeks from today. Find out who will represent the NFC and the AFC in Super Bowl 60 after the break.
Love the hustle, Cliff. Who are you?
Your lungs.
We're quite proud of you.
Even though you quit smoking years ago, you may be at risk for lung cancer.
Okay. Well, with the routine screening, you can detect it early when it's more curable. Sounds good, guys. Can I get a little space here? Biologically, no. Okay.
Listen to your lungs. Get a routine screening that could save your life. Talk to your doctor and learn more at savedbythescan.org.
I feel sometimes that I'm not listened to. I feel that I'm not getting the attention that I need, and it's a lot built up in my chest. I would just want you to listen to me more often and evaluate situations with me and lead me towards success.
Listening is a form of love. Find ways to support your kids at sounditouttogether.org.
My biggest fear in the middle of my addiction was that I would never be able to get over it and that my kids wouldn't have a father. I started thinking, you know what? This isn't my story. For the longest time, fear held me back from ultimately being who I wanted to. I had to become a better man to be a better father. It's important to me that my kids are empowered and truly believe that if they can think it, they can do it.
Traveling? Don't forget to pack News Nation in the airport, for your hotel room, at the in-laws. Take the only news network that respects all Americans with you, wherever you go. Stop by newsnationnow.com to learn more.
Life's daily battles are not meant to be fought alone.
We're not powerless, so long as we don't lose sight of what's important.
Don't be afraid to seize that moment to talk to your friends.
Cloud, you okay?
Because checking in on a friend can create a safe space.
The first step on our new journey. You coming?
Reach out to a friend about their mental health. Seize the awkward. It's totally worth it.
Elmer loves to giggle. Elmer's mommy taught him that laughing can help when you have a big feeling, like when you feel happy. Make sure to celebrate when you're happy and laugh it out. Love your mind.
Beautiful spiraling deep kick. Smith, who bobbled up before. He lost it. Seattle recovers.
Man, turnovers are absolute killers, especially when the stakes are win or go home. And they're more insult to injury when they occur in the conference championship games, aka the game you gotta win to get to the Super Bowl. And since there were only two today, well, we gotta start with the Rams and Seahawks NFC title game. Third meeting actually between these two NFC West rivals, and it was Sam Darnold showing all the critics out there he could handle the pressure of the big moments. At home, Darnold went off, nearly 350 passing yards and 3 passing touchdowns and a flawless performance. However, Matthew Stafford, the Sage veteran and Super Bowl champion, also threw 3 touchdowns, including this one on the money to Puka Nacua late in the third quarter. This one would cut it to a 4-point contest, but Seattle would hang on to win 31-27, and they are headed to Super Bowl 60.
I don't really know what to say. I'm incredibly proud of our team. We got a heck of a group and a great organization and a great owner, and I thought Clint called a great game. And then, you can't talk about the game without talking about our quarterback. I mean, he just shut a lot of people up tonight, so I'm really happy for him.
Well, as for the AFC Championship, it was a mile-high mess in Denver in the second half, at least. Snow and wind would batter the Patriots and Broncos. Denver backup, though, Jared Stidham, looked good with the good weather. He was in for the injured Bo Nix and got the game's first touchdown. However, Drake May, right before the end of the half, would score this rushing touchdown, game tied 7-all. So, with less than 5 minutes to play in regulation, down 3, Denver, a blocked field goal would sink the Broncos' hopes of making it back to the Super Bowl as the Patriots are headed back to their franchise's 12th big game.
Today was just another example of, as things kind of change and unfold, our ability to adjust, and players executed when they had to. We did enough to win the football game in tough conditions.
Now, across the globe, in the down under known as the Australian Open, top seed Carlos Alcaraz back in the quarterfinals for a third straight year after a straight set victory against American Tommy Paul. It'll be the third consecutive year for the 22-year-old. However, he has never ever advanced beyond this stage since debuting there in 2021. As for the women's draw, Coco Gauff, well, the American player, she needed 3 sets to secure her victory for a second straight match. But guess what? She's also into the Aussie Open quarters after defeating 19-seeded Karolina Muchova. Now, here's the deal. Beating Muchova is kind of like a good omen for Gauff because she actually topped her in 2023 in the U.S. Open semifinals when she won the U.S. Open for her first Grand Slam. And finally, new year, same result for Scottie Scheffler, who opened the 2026 PGA Tour season by winning the first tournament of the year, the American Express, by a staggering 4 shots. Oh yeah, he got $1.6 million for the winner's check. And get this, he is now just the 3rd player ever with 20 career victories and 4 majors, all before the age of 30. The other 2, Tiger Woods and Jack Nicklaus. By the way, tomorrow here on Ozarks First at 9 and 10, you can check out our story on Chase Branham, the Logan Rogersville high school basketball star. Great story, full of exciting sounds and sights because, let's be honest, this kid is a star in the making.
Yeah, really excited to see it. He's such a talented player already. Oh, my goodness.
I mean, look, you score 74 points in the TFC against the best teams and players in the country. Yeah, kid can flat out ball.
Got to be pretty good.
That's right.
Pretty good. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Life's daily battles are not meant to be fought alone.
We're not powerless, so long as we don't lose sight of what's important.
Don't be afraid to seize that moment to talk to your friends.
Cloud, you okay?
Because checking in on a friend can create a safe space.
The first step on our new journey. You coming?
Reach out to a friend about their mental health. Seize the awkward. It's totally worth it.
My biggest fear in the middle of my addiction was that I would never be able to get over it and that my kids wouldn't have a father. I started thinking, you know what? This isn't my story. For the longest time, fear held me back from ultimately being who I wanted to. I had to become a better man to be a better father. It's important to me that my kids are empowered and truly believe that if they can think it, they can do it.
Best Reviews is an unbiased team that researches products in real-world situations to give reliable recommendations on just about everything.
Call that a plasma sword?
For the best reviews, go to bestreviews.com. Seriously, before you buy anything, ever.
I'm a United States Marine. When I came home, I became angry. I had migraines and respiratory issues.
I served in the Army. There's a lot more people out there that have gone through more things. I shouldn't go and get those benefits because they had it worse.
If you could say anything to that veteran, what would you say?
Every veteran is deserving the benefits they earned by serving our country. You deserve because you serve. If you're struggling with life after service, don't wait, reach out.
Even the mighty might not see it coming. It's prediabetes, and it captures 1 in 3 adults. But you can escape. Take the 1-minute prediabetes risk test to know where you stand and prevent or delay type 2 diabetes. Be your own hero on smartphones everywhere at doihaveprediabetes.org.
Now, before we leave you for the night, we got a little bit of a debt that we have to settle. Miss Codell has to pay up.
That's right.
$20.
Winner, winner, chicken dinner.
Yeah.
Easiest $20 of my life.
Nasty.
Okay. Okay, look, all right, so to your point, though, when I was a kid, we went to Wisconsin for the winters. My mom, being a Midwestern person, said that there was a thing called snow cream. You get fresh snow, you pour milk into it, little caramel or chocolate sauce, bada bang. Tastes really good.
There are like microorganisms in snow, guys.
It's delicious.
I'm
It's
surprised you're
snow.
still standing.
I'm doing great.
Thanks for joining us tonight.